actually shave for once. Like that. Alright guys, welcome back to another edition of my vlogs. And sorry I haven't done one for a couple days. I've really been hunkering down on the housework. I've been remodeling my whole house, taking over a year and a half, and I'm not saying we're getting close to being done, but we're definitely closer than what we were. So I've been spending the last couple weekends here just hunkering down and getting that taken care of. So got a lot of stuff done. I have to show you guys later. It's pretty cool. Everything I've pretty much done myself. So, and I don't know, it'll look like whatever it looks like, I guess. But anyways, we are here to talk about buying BMWs from out of state. And this is something that I happen to have experience with twice now. So, people who are looking for M3s, like for instance in my area, no matter if, ands, or buts, I'm going to be driving to go find one if I want one, whether it be an E46, whether it be an E92, even probably whether it be an E36. They're just not even available in my small little town area, so I'm going to be forced to drive or fly somewhere. And on both my occasions when I was out of state, it's because I was working. So one time was in San Jose, that was at Mountain View BMW, and then another one was at Houston, and that was the Houston BMW Center. No, I wasn't in Houston, I was actually in Austin. I drove to Houston. But I lived in Arizona at the time. So my first one, I'll make this as brief as possible. First one they issued, if you're wondering, I went over there. If you haven't seen the story, I'll put the story up here. This is where the guy, threw me the E46 M3 keys, and we were going 140 plus miles per hour before I had to back off, so on and so forth. I ended up buying that car, and how it all worked out was I essentially sat there and did nothing, and it was about, I was only there for 2 weeks anyway, so it was about another 4 days before I was scheduled to leave. What they do, or they did for me, was issue me I believe it was either a 48-hour or a 72-hour pass, like a permit. And what that will enable me to do, basically it was around me paying taxes in San Jose or San Francisco, wherever area it was. So I can avoid paying a tax just by having a 3-day temporary, and all that enables me really to do, the purpose of it, is to drive the car from one state to the other state, and that's it. And I even got pulled over when I got into Arizona, like literally in my neighborhood. I got pulled over because they didn't recognize the temporary little sticker. And here's the thing, they issued this little sticker, it was about this big, and they put it in your back window. I actually, when I got into the state, pulled over, took that little sticker off, and put it on the license plate, and they were still complaining that it wasn't correct, because I had a feeling that I was going to get pulled over, and I did anyways. So that was one instance, and what I did is, so I had 3 days. It took me, I think, 14 hours to drive there from Arizona. I believe it came on a Sunday, was the next day, and then I had Monday where I had to go take it for emissions, and then I had to go take it and get inspection done. Not inspection, emissions, and then registration done. And I paid Arizona taxes right there, so on and so forth, got my plates immediately. In Austin, that was a little bit different story, because I wasn't scheduled to leave yet at all. I had no scheduled date, so I had to be issued a 90-day temporary tag for Texas, and they issued me the 90-day, and I had to pay the taxes also, but the taxes weren't going to be that much difference. If there was a difference, whenever I got back to Arizona and I went to register the vehicle at the Arizona Motor Vehicle Department, they would refund me back anything extra I had paid in taxes if the Arizona taxes weren't as much. They were comparable, so they didn't even worry about it. Like, we're talking like, I think within $15, they said they didn't even they just marked it as paid, which is not a big deal. So, and motor vehicle department typically doesn't do that, but it was fine. And I had to go through the normal emissions like everything else, and then I got the car registered immediately, and then I have both cars shipped to New York and whatever after I moved there. But another story, recently my coworker just bought his Subaru BRZ from out of state, and I'll tell you what he did. He was searching for a car, couldn't find any good ones in the area because we're in this crappy area up here. And so he found one with pretty low, not pretty low, I mean, yeah, I guess pretty low mileage, I think under 50,000, something like that. And the dealership was offering an extended warranty for nothing. I think an extra 6-month or 2-year extended warranty for nothing. The car was 18 grand. He just was looking at a bunch of pictures. We were discussing. He's like, "What do you think I should do? What do you think I should do?" I'm like, "Well, first off, you should probably have him send you a picture or a video of the car to make sure the thing runs." Yes, right? Why not? So he did that. The guy sent him a video of the car running. Sent him a video of the hood when he opened the hood and everything else. The car sounded fine. Because it's not like you could just, if you don't like the car, you got to turn around and go back home. Pretty much you wasted money on an airplane ticket. The second thing I told them, just for shits and grins, have them come pick you up at the airport so you don't have to run a car, because that would be just extra money out of your pocket. They came and picked him up from the airport and drove him straight to the dealership. He had everything pre-financed already through them. He actually did a pre-approval through his bank, and he did a pre-approval with them, and they were actually had less. He got like 2.36 percent APR. So I had all the approval done, had everything in writing, so there was no like, oh well, something's changed since you got on the airplane and now you have landed. Got it everything in writing, so he wouldn't have to go through all that crap. And he also got it in writing too that if he didn't purchase the car, that there is no penalty or nothing, that he owes them nothing, even if they try to get him on the, I guess you could say, cab ride fare that they offered. It wasn't a cab, they just picked him up in the car. Make sure that they didn't charge him anything for that. And he was fine. He got the car, got all the temporary tags on it, and drove it back. I think he only got a 30-day because he came here and got those done immediately. So there's different little things that you can do. But buying a car, out of state, it's not an unreasonable thing to do. Just fly over there and pick up the car and drive it home if you got a few extra days. And it's really a good time to iron out anything that you could possibly see wrong with the car. You're hopefully going to find that out on a good, 500 to 1,000 mile trip home, real quick. Some people prefer it that way. That way they could just find out if they got any problems. They can easily call up and say, "Look, man, car's got a problem right when I was driving it home. Sorry, I don't want it." Because usually most states have a 3-day buyback, I guess you could say. It's like a little lemon thing or something like that. It's like 3 days. If you don't like the car, you can bring it back in both states. I think that's like the law now. Don't quote me on that. I know my brother used it in Virginia, and I've heard of 1 or 2 other people using it also. So not a big deal. So there you go, guys. Buying overstate or out of state for any car, whether it's a BMW or not, especially BMW, just because the M3s can be rare to find in certain areas. It's not really that excruciating, as people might think it is. It's just when you go there, you're pretty dead set on buying the car that you've been looking at. And it would be really heartbreaking if you left without the car that you came to look at, because then that might put you in pressure mode to buy another car, something that you don't want, just to drive home. Just go run a car, take your loss, and drive home, start your search all over again. All right, there we go, guys. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it.